Welcome back. So the whole point of this video, I'm imagining in my mind that a person might see this stuff and be like, okay, that's cute. How do you really get started? And, with getting fitness into your lifestyle the way I have. And to a degree, on one hand, it's deceptively simple, and that's what makes it hard. You watch fitness influencers, they'll talk about all this crap, but they don't really tell you, how do you do this? They're like, oh, well, you just got to be consistent. Right, sure. And that being consistent, I'm trying to do this freaking YouTube channel, and kind of one of the things behind being successful with YouTube is being consistent. Post a video on a regular schedule, and so far I don't seem to be able to do that for the life of me. So, how do you do it? Well, kind of the backstory. For a very long time, through my 20s, through my 30s, into my 40s, I knew I needed to do something. Gaining weight, becoming hypertensive, nothing horrible, and in general, I'm blessed with pretty good genetics, but I knew things weren't as good as they could be, and wasn't satisfied. I see some pictures of me in the old, from before, and I cringe. I'm like, shit, I didn't think I was that bad, and it's, it's one of those things of, I judge myself against my own standards, and I don't worry about how other people look. CrossFit kind of has reinforced that for me. But, I had a lifetime membership. We even used a personal trainer. The personal trainer was actually very good. And it gets into why CrossFit has worked so well for me. But with Lifetime, I'd get on a kick. I'd go there on a pretty regular basis. I'd read Mark Rippetoe's Starting Strengths. I kind of had an idea I had his A and B workouts, and I'd do those, and I'd overdo it. I'd get myself just ripping sore, and so I'd skip, and then skip, and then skip, and then skip, and then months have gone by, and it's like, oh shit, I need to go again. So I just, consistency thing never happened. I'd heard of CrossFit, and, I worked with a team who we were doing a project for Microsoft, so we're in Redmond, and these guys, and women too, they were CrossFitters, and it was funny because we'd be working, and it'd be like 5 o'clock, and they'd all, it's like, okay, we're going, and they'd be out of there at 5:30, and just down the road from us was, I don't know what CrossFit gym it is. I should look it up. It's like CrossFit Redmond or something. It's really close to the Microsoft campus. And those guys would blast down there, and, they'd do the workouts. And the next day, they'd come in, and they're laughing about how horrible it was. And, they'd laugh at each other about what they did and, how, so-and-so did more than somebody else. And the usual banter. And, but it was always funny because they talk about how horrible it is, but boom, they're off going back again that day. So, I was like, okay, cool. And through the Tim Ferriss show, Kelly Starrett and Dr. Attia and other people on there had talked about CrossFit and all like that. So I kind of knew about it. And I'd heard the jokes, CrossFitters and vegans, but, hadn't done it. So I tried. I signed up. It just happened that CrossFit Flower Mound had just opened a new location. I guess they moved from a place which, oddly, was actually very close to my house to a place further away from my house. Screens just went off. And they moved to this new gym. And so I saw it, and so I decided, okay, try it out. And so I signed up immediately for the 101. I didn't even do a trial class. I just did the 101 and got my ass kicked. It was funny. I thought I was in okay shape. No. that first attempt did not work. I was still working, in consulting, traveling all the time. My thought was, I could go on Fridays and on Saturday, I could just do weekends, which actually would have worked. It'd been great if now I could do that, but at that time I couldn't. So it didn't work. And then my job changed. I got hired by this hospital chain, and I'm remote. I became remote in 2019 before it became cool. And all of a sudden, I could do it. And, so part of the thing that, so I started doing it. And the way I did it was I started just going once a week initially. It's like on Wednesday I'd go. And then I started going twice a week. So I did that for like 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, I'd go for twice, go Tuesday, Thursday. And then it's kind of like a Fibonacci sequence, just adding another day each. So not actually Fibonacci, but you get the idea. Till I'm going 5 days a week, and I do the Saturday open gym to work on skills. At least that's what I did. And part of the reason why it worked, there's a number of reasons why, in my opinion, CrossFit works so well. It's sticky. One is external accountability. For so much of the stuff that I do it myself. Coding, learning new tech, that's all on me. I really don't need any help. I'll take classes, happily. But I can hold myself accountable. I'll do that stuff. It's easy for me. You want to learn Terraform? Boom, no problem. Learn a new coding language, Swift. And I'm sure you're the same way. But working out's a little different. And, excuse me, that's a belch into the microphone. So, the external accountability where you sign up for a class and you show up and, you build relationships with the people and, you make friendships and the coaches and all that stuff. And people, like, if you miss a class, people are like, hey, where were you? And so it kind of holds you accountable, and that helps make you come. You might think you're resistant to social pressure, but you're not as resistant as you think you are. I mean, I'm an introvert. This is easy. Doing this piece of the YouTube is pretty easy for me. I'm just sitting here in my office talking to my cell phone. Easy. But in person, if you don't talk to me, I won't say a word. I'm good. I'll greet people and all like that, but the small talk, chit chat, that's not me. But you still develop those relationships even so, and I look forward to seeing people because for me, because I do work remote, that's a major time for me to get the hell out of this box that I sit in all day. This is where I spend all day, in my office. It's a little cottage in the back of my house. It's in my backyard. So me and the dogs, they're all around me here. This is where I am. So that's the only time I get out of the house. I joke that I have agoraphobia. So you have that. You also have kind of the spirit. And, being around the people while you're working out, you'll actually work out harder. And it's kind of funny because one of my favorite CrossFit stories comes about, very early on. Yeah, I think it was like in June or something after I'd started. I'd started like in March, April. I'm working out. It's this terrible workout. I think it was like, I know that there was rowing. So like 250 meter row and 12 thrusters. And, I'm scaled down. I'm probably doing 65 pounds for the thruster. And RX was probably 135. And I'm dying there. It's like 4 or 5 rounds of it. Row 250, do your thrusters, back and forth 5 times. And I'm just dying. Absolutely just, this lady next to me, she's just killing it. Like, she's got somewhere to be. And I'm just, everything I can do to keep up with her. And, she's got, I think, she's probably at least doing, she's using the 35-pound bar, so it's 10 pounds. So she's probably doing 65 also, or if not 75. more weight than I am, busting out the thrusters faster than me, and then hopping on the rower and taking off. And I'm just like dying trying to keep up. And like third, fourth round, I'm on her heels, but this isn't pretty. I'm there I come off the rower, I'm getting ready to start my thrusters, and I'm looking, and I see her in profile. She's pregnant. Okay, I'm getting my ass handed to me by this pregnant chick. That's CrossFit. I'm sorry. It's hilarious. To me, it's hilarious. A lot of guys, that macho ego bullshit, excuse my language, but they kill themselves over it. It's hilariously funny. Happen to now know her very well. She's got a wicked sense of humor, great person. And part of the thing that makes CrossFit so sticky, though, is that spirit. And being around people who, they take on these challenges. People who, if it gets hard, they're gone. They can't cut it. They become devs, and it's hard, so they go to management. They become project managers or some crap like that. They ain't got what it takes. And that's what I love about CrossFit is you're around people who will take on viciously hard challenges. And it's good being around people like that. That whole thing about you are the average of the 5 people you're around. Well, you get into a CrossFit gym, you're now the average of 20 people who are just absolute beasts. You'll become a beast. And, that's awesome, in my opinion. And so, getting started, that's not really the hard part. It's keeping going, and it's facing up to that challenge. So, to me, finding a good CrossFit gym like I did, and believe me, I'm incredibly lucky that the gym I'm at is the way it is. It's perfect for me. The culture there, the people, the way the programming's done is great. I hope you'll try it. I hope you find a gym as good as mine, because getting going, once you get in there and it starts becoming just something you do, it becomes like, I'm as likely to skip going to CrossFit as I would be to skip breakfast or dinner. Do you ever skip dinner? Rarely. I mean, stuff's going on, and you don't skip dinner. Well, you want to get your fitness to be that same way. And I think CrossFit's the easy button to make that happen. Now, admittedly, so when I got started, it was a do not die plan. And I'd say we've succeeded, and we've gone quite a bit beyond that. I just finished working out. I'm a mess, and I'm about to go shower because I'm about to go to a gymnastics gym to work on being able to do a handstand. I mean, do I need to do a handstand for? At this point, it's like, I want to be able to do circus tricks. So, CrossFit has become a gateway drug for me. You don't have to go as far as I have, but on the other hand, being able to do some cool circus tricks doesn't suck. So I guess just, my point with all of this, if there is a point, it's just getting in there. I've done a video, I talked about doing an experiment, and this is kind of along the lines. Just you get in and you start doing it, and you create those relationships in the gym with other people. And I think you'll find that it's sticky, and I think you'll find what I have found of, it actually makes you a better software developer, because one thing is stress. I don't get stressed about anything. I'm too freaking tired. And, I feel better. I have more energy, and I'm better able to concentrate and work through problems than I would be without CrossFit and without going to the gym. Does it have to be CrossFit? No. But like I said, so I also go to what I call the normie gym. It's a workout anytime. And it's, more along your traditional, they've got free weights, they've got all the machines and treadmills and other garbage. And it's a nice gym, and everybody there is very nice, but it's a completely different atmosphere. Everybody's doing their own thing. There's a bunch of, they have some retirees programs, so you have all these old people in there in the morning when I go. And, they stand around, they talk, they're kind of a social hour, they're, slowly pedaling away on the recumbent bikes, and they kind of work out, but, it's kind of like me, get the hell out of the house for a little bit. But the people there who are there working out seriously, everybody's on their own little program, they're doing their own thing, and we've all got headphones in and just in their own space. Totally different atmosphere from a CrossFit gym. Everybody in the CrossFit gym is doing the same workout at the same time to different levels. Everybody should scale to what their capabilities and what their goals are. But having that, you work harder than you do in a normal gym. And, I feel like you get better results. And like I said, you get to have experiences like I did with getting your butt kicked by a pregnant chick. It's something to, gives you a story to talk about to your friends. So that's what I got to say. By the way, I really am trying to get this channel built, so, like and subscribe would be really cool. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, have yourself a good one. Talk to you later.